So the recording gives an error. That's interesting. It's the recording that gives an error. Okay. Okay. Play together. Play together. Yeah, sure. The fuck is this? Start event. Now, very interesting that very interesting. Recording. Oh, we're alive. It is 6:30 in the morning. Good morning or good evening. God damn, I'm tired. Oh man, just playing with Streamlabs and getting this to work has been one hell of a nightmare. And so, before I engage further in this nightmare, let me uh let me see if I can get all these pieces put together properly. Um, no, I had a problem with I have a problem with yeah, I got some people saying hello. Yo, so many friendly people. Um, but they have no, you guys have no idea what you're getting into. First of all, let me put my camera on. Like, how the hell can could not hide? Camera source is required to ensure. Yeah, I know. I got a camera. What do you want? Join, 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 join. Yep, I got a camera. What's the problem? Let me set. Show thy face, or forever remain unknown. Oh wait, man. I'm here. I'm doxxed. I'm out and about. Got nothing to hide, man. But I can't. I don't know. Adding multiple sources may require. Yes, I know. It may require. It usually requires. So Logitech Braille. No video signals. Why? Um, let me see. Drivers are good. Um, preferences. Quick capture general. Restore to defaults. Save. I just can't. I can't put my figure out how to put my face. face right over here. Well, let's do something else. Let's do something else. Let's try and put my actual stream. God damn, this is confusing. My actual stream working. And with my actual stream working, hopefully it will pass on. Live gold, multi-guest, I don't know, I don't want any of that. I just, look, dude, just put my face on the computer and let me talk. Okay? So it's really all I want, okay? It's just to put my face there. Stream, okay, stream, be right back, starting new scene. Yeah, but you see, it appears over here, but it doesn't want to put my face on it. And then I gotta adding multiple sources may require. Yeah, sure, high performance. Fuck yeah, dude. Now, and I see loads of people coming in, but nobody says anything like this. I'm about here to diss some serious information. Like somebody needs to control the audience, because there's gonna be some this is live quality, FPS, record, no, scene, no, I don't want any of that. Just hide live studio from display capture. What happens if I do that? No, that doesn't work. Media. Ah, man, you know what? I think I'm just too pretty for this platform. Come on. If I can't get TikTok to work, man, then I might as well throw in the towel, call myself a boomer, you know? Alright. All you guys, I see Antonios and Deus Ciência. Are y'all Portuguese or something? Anyway, if you are, why didn't you tell me how the hell do I put my... Why can't I put my camera on? Yo, why can I put my camera on? I can't do this for that record. Is that it? 3, 2, 1, boom. Yeah, it's recording, great. Highlight. No, just fucking. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can say that. Fernando Freire, you look like a nice guy. Why didn't you tell me how I can put my face? Alright, you know what? I got an idea. This is the stream starting soon. Why don't we go to the stream actually running? You know? 1 second. If I can get this, you know, portrait. No, that's not it. Be right back. Stream labels, offline, endings, gameplay stream. Is it that? No. starting soon, ending, be right back, extra scenes. Come on, man. Stream starting soon. Intermission blank. Nope, blank definitely is not it. New scene. Yeah, look, if it would be new scene, now press Logitech bio. Just, oh, look at that, look at that. Wait. Yep, camera, Logitech bio. Come on, man. It just doesn't want to do it. It just doesn't want to do it. I think the Chinese have literally decided that I'm against that. It's not good for the CCP. Just doesn't work. Unless I make a separate video instance and try to work it like that. Yeah, the problem is that I think I got banned. It seems because I usually use Streamlabs, and that's the only thing that's missing really is getting getting this TikTok to run on my Streamlabs. Now it used to run fine and it was all good until like I started saying some bad stuff about North Korea. And then, you know, me no so friendly. Yeah. I don't know. This might be the last time we speak. You know what? Screw it, man. I'm just gonna wing it. Let me try some last things together. See what live goal is. Live quality, video quality, set up live goal. Live goal can help you receive more. I don't want gifts, man. Just want to put the camera on, bro. In live videos recorded encoder only come out with media players that support this format. If you all see others. Okay. I can work with that. I just need to go to video. No, this is systems. Well, whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna jump the scene that I'm usually in on Streamlabs. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. And I think people can like I'm actually streaming on I think like 6 different platforms at the same time. If this one would work. Gameplay stream. No, that's not it, dude. Yeah, it's a pity. Camera source obstructed. Adjust your layout. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm also not gonna change from portrait because that's for anyway. That was it. Um, I tried. I tried my best. Let me see if Instagram's up. Yeah, and Instagram's up. We're good. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, um, put this over here. What I want from here, I just want basically the live screen. That's fine. This is looking pretty fucking neat. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. That's probably why I can't have my camera on. Stream output. Now, one of the things I do want is to roll this on as a virtual webcam. Yeah, perfect. And roll this on Discord because that is where I'm from. I was born in the deep Discordian depths. By the time I was a little boy, I hadn't seen the light. That's my bane. Yeah, that was my Hollywood career right there. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, stop streaming. Now let's start streaming here and get the Streamlabs one. Boom. All right. I'm at least on 7 or 6 platforms. That's not bad. Let me check. That one's good. This one's good. That one rolling here. Now, let me check. No, I can't do it. Sorry, just doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong with you. Like TikTok, I love TikTok. TikTok's super awesome. I don't know why I can't run it on TikTok. I think I got banned. I'm gonna try it one more time. Just one last time. Just one last time. You've seen. Yeah. That's no. No. I don't know. I need an assistant. Well, I do have an assistant. That's actually why I'm making this movie. So he can see the type of problems I'm having and maybe help me out. Live access. So like I'm not banned. That's cool. Live info. I'm Vibe streaming, diagnosis. Stuff looks good. Like multi guests. How would that learn? What would it look like? Streamline your layout. Let's try this. Auto adjust. That was terrible. Analyzing scene. Apply. Whatever. Add a camera source. Yes, add camera source. No. Let's go back to the add camera source. I'm doing great. Check back here for tailored stitches next time. Yeah, look at that. Amazing. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. The perfectionism hooked up. Interestingly, I can't just import from Streamlabs, which is what I really want to do. Stream labels, no. Offline, stream ending soon. Like, I could try and do something really quirky, which is, I didn't even know you could do this until a while ago, which is change from portrait switch to general if this is not a gaming live. This can also be changed according to the live topic you choose. Can make during live. Fine, I don't know. Live access. English, Discord, everything seems to be okay. No, I don't want to go to there. Okay, screw it, man. I'm gonna YouTube this. It's a pity because I kind of like TikTok. What am I gonna put on TikTok? Should be some sort of like method to import. Oh, look at that. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Wait, what's that? This call will be covered by chat notifications and live information from viewer screens. Okay, but how do you see my screen? Okay, I'm starting to get the gist of it. Okay. Text label, text label, text label, text label, 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 optimize. Yeah, fine. You're all set. I don't like this. 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 Now, what I do like is camera settings, display capture I got, text I don't need, live quality is good, upload log. Thanks for your scene transition, record, hotkeys, advanced. Yeah, that's fine. The system is okay. Now, at source. I think I'm gonna have to do this like literally manually. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, but okay, so this is got it. That's my display. Now, what we want is well, a camera, which is not seeming to work so well. Reset, reset. Is it a... Oh, look at you. Look at that. Woo! Good morning, Japan. Yeah. Now back to what matters. I got my ticker over here. If I got my ticker here, I want this to be there. No. It's too big. Don't know if people can actually read my ticker there, but screw it, I don't care. Now, let's put a display source. Display capture, add. So, okay, this is actually the display capture. That's not too bad, actually, boys. It's not too bad. Which means I gotta, you know, maybe tighten up little things. A little bit. Yeah. I want my ticker to be read well around. It's the opposite way around. Title. Is that not a problem? Oh. Fucking finally did it. It's daytime now. That's how long it took for me to get this running. Daytime. And in this live chat, everybody's Portuguese. What's up with that? Falam português. Isto deve ver tipo mais ou menos onde é que eu estou. E depois diz-me mais ou menos Encourage your viewers to send gifts. Yeah, fuck, send me gifts, buddy. Extend a chat. Gifts, não sei. Não preciso nada disto. Mas olha, vou ter que fazer um stream agora a sério. Vou fazer um stream agora a sério. Infelizmente não posso gastar mais tempo aqui no. Não posso gastar aqui mais tempo no coisa. Eles vão ter que mudar. Checking 1, 2. Deixa-me só ver se isto está a funcionar. Checking 1, 2. That sounds good. Pedro Henrique. Sounds like somebody I know. Então está-se bem, vá. Deixa só ver um bocadinho umas das cenas. Some of the stuff I have. So, live and alive. Live and alive. And I'm going to start recording now because I want my video editor to check this out. Yeah, so everybody, welcome to do I get banned from smoking here? I don't think so. It's not really smoking, you know. It's like vapor, so it doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody. Let me see. We got this running. Good. Got this running. Yeah, man. It's good too. Let me see. Okay. That's how that Instagram looks like. That's good. I got 34 of my CPU being used. That's not too bad. I got Kick, Instagram, Twitch, X, and YouTube. I'm supposed to have Trovo as well, but let's check if YouTube's running well. And then I'll actually give this its start. Ooh, let's put some. Let's put some of this on. Kidding? Let's put some of this on. Sure. Yeah. 80s Tokyo music. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what we need. All right. 7 in the morning. Now, See YouTube? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all you lonely hearts and souls out there. Welcome to the one and only the AI Gnosis. Keeping everybody some comfort. Now I'm going to explain to you what this all is in a second. Fine. All right. See if that's working. On YouTube. That's the last thing I want to check. And then I'm gonna start hammering the hell out of you. Yep. See how that's running on YouTube. Okay, here it is. Polymaths Playground. Think of AI. Not bad. Okay. There's quite a few of them, but there's only one live. See if it's passing well. Not bad. Just change the description. Yeah, so I think I got banned from TikTok because I talked about North Korea a little bit too much. You know, the usual. Now, I'm gonna change the description of this a little bit. Soon it's daytime. Customize channel. We're gonna be looking at some pretty cool stuff. Alright, look, here's the thing. I have a little bit of an issue description. I have a little bit of an issue, which is everybody's talking about next best kick-ass model. And we're gonna do that too. Video watermark, entire video, sure or not. Link, share external links with your viewers. No. Clinic AI, yeah. But this special name, it's called okay. All right. Perfect. I need this. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, fluid people, berserkazorks, wherever you come from. It's good to have you here. Now, you've heard about vibe coding. It's probably had an effect on you one way or another. I got a little bit of an issue, which is what I see is everybody's taking AI, and I mean, of course, we're in a bubble, right? So we look at AI and we think that everybody's also like on top of what's happening, right? That's not actually the reality. The reality is you go to the hotel next door and you ask the guy who's working at the front desk, like, what kind of software he's using, what kind of CRM, or whatever. You'll find out that like he's using some like old school POS or ERP, which is, you know, lots of difficulties in terms of like communicating with the programs and whatever. And so of course everybody's always focused on the next big model, on the next big thing. And that's all we see is like these YouTubers, like always, all the time, like repetitively, like come out and talk about the new model, the new best tool. But you know what's missing? What's really missing is taking another angle to look at it. Looking at AI not just as new technology that we talk about, that we YouTube about, that we try to get more likes about, but understand that it's something It's here to actually fundamentally change basically the way we do things. And when I say that, I mean every single industry. From manufacturing to agriculture to retail, like even to the YouTubers themselves, which are talking about the models. They talk about them, they talk about the technologies, but they fail to understand that in this paradigm shift, it's not just a new incremental technology. It's something that is here to really kind of rock the landscape that we're used to. And that's why I'm making this. That's why we're making this podcast, or whatever you want to call it, diagnosis. I wanted to be something chill. I'm gonna have guests over every once in a while. I met a lot of crazy people over the last years on Discord with like incredible ideas. Most of them have been marginalized, mostly because of the difference of what happened in the industrial revolution, which is another paradigm shift, like education and generally the wealth of nations, as Adam Smith puts it. By the way, we're not some elitist intelligent pricks over here. We're just cross-converging different nodes and different circuits and looking at AI and all the different technologies that are part of that ecosystem, because we must not forget AI is actually a proponent of technologies, just like blockchain. Blockchain by itself is nothing, but when applied to specific business models, it can make a complete difference. In fact, one of the biggest cross convergences that we're going to see is going to be AI, biotechnology, blockchain, Web3, and material science. Those are probably some of the, and then maybe definitely like I want to get into some of the ways that we have been looking at AI. And look, man, we're not criticizing and we're not judgmental. The whole ethos of a polymath is to be able to hold more than one thought at the same time and have discussion about it. And that's what I want to encourage over here, right? At the end of the day, that is what we want to make with this podcast over here. It's cultivating a different type of style where I want to make like a salon of the future. You know, you can come here, talk about whatever we want, but I do want us to talk about, I don't know if you remember these things. They came in like in multiple pages. They weren't electronic, they were called books. You know? And books are good because you tend to think something like, okay, sure, like I'm gonna read a book, but like by the time I finish the book, like 50 papers and journals have passed by. But what you don't realize often is that like books are based always on foundations and principles. And foundations and principles sometimes you change, but systems design thinking and that sort of approach are probably the safest bet that you can have, right? So when we're looking at this, when we're talking about AI, I want to talk about the things that affect us, the things that really cause a difference. It's not to be intellectual or elitist. I want us to talk about, Nietzsche and NASA at the same time, and like put those things together and explore the whole about the whole ecosystem and how it's going to affect us as a whole, not just talking about the next big model again, but like really look at like ideas that are making a difference. Like, does anybody know who won the Nobel Prize in science? Yeah. Is anybody aware of what you can do with that stuff, which is open source? Like, I want to get into that. I want to talk about, just this, and not only the future part of it, but the economic and social, the economic and social implications that these things have, so that we can talk just the same way about like ideas related to blockchain, but at the same time, talk about like how that relates to whatever was written in Egyptian papyruses. Look, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, it took me like 7 hours to put this stuff together. Okay, so it's really late. But I wasn't gonna shut it down, so we're gonna go with it. And yeah, I got some sort of let's say some sort of like, I don't have a script really. Eventually there will be enough people that are interested. The algorithms are changing, so before, like, if you used to be interested in something on YouTube, what it would do is it would just continue feeding you stuff that's related to that. But the algorithms are becoming scarily, but they're evolving a lot, so that they're starting to understand that actually people that have some sort of interests actually are similar to other people, and other people that have other interests might have interconnecting interests. So like the algorithms that we have nowadays are completely different. People think that like this niche theory, for example, is probably one of the most like this is a whiplash thing to say, but like the niche theory might very well, turn off the brightness out of this. The niche theory might very well be dying in the next couple of years, because if you imagine how much data, and if you imagine how much the cacophony and chaotic amount of barrage of data that you're going to be getting, that you have to turn into information, that then you have to turn into knowledge, and then you have to turn into wisdom, like, it is going to be way too much. So people are already distrustful of normal media, obviously. So they're gonna start looking at other people that share not like a specific point of view, but a plethora of different point of views. They're gonna want to have some person which is the filter between them and the world of information outside. And that's kind of where I'm getting at, Of course, I'm gonna look at some models every once in a while. Can't help it, but I really want to touch on the cybernetics. I really want to take a step back over here and think about, what are we doing? What's up with the accelerationists that have like absolutely no consideration for the Nash equilibrium that we're so delicately trying to not screw up, like, and at the same time you have the regulatory bodies and how they're acting and how that doesn't work because we live in a neoliberalist capitalist hegemony American imperialist state or geopolitical state. And you know what? I think it's our generation's. Boomers did a bad job. I'm sorry, boomers did a shit job. But if you want to do a good job nowadays, the best thing you can do is realize two things. One, stop doing B2B or B2C, micro. Just stop doing products, man. That's not where in a hyper innovative technological curve, you cannot carve a moat. There is no walled gardens. I read an essay by Anderson Horowitz the other day, which, God bless his soul. He's been a mentor, and I've read all of his essays, and, he's the guy who said software would eat the world, and amazing VC. But in his last essay, he said something that really, struck me, which was, at the end of the day, this was, I'm paraphrasing, he said, I don't see where generative AI is gonna have a competitive advantage. And that's kind of something that sparks something that that was a moment of a cataclysmic moment, almost like an epitaph. I thought, what the hell, what is he talking about? It's the first time that I realized the generational difference. I realized how these things change, how the paradigm shift really is cognitive dissonance, and there is no competitive advantages, because for a competitive advantage you need to have a long enough expiration period so that you don't get eaten up in a week. But stuff moves too fast nowadays. You can't carve a garden wall in such a way. The only thing you can do is surf it. Is get on it. It's not competitive advantages that are going to make the difference between the good players and the bad players. It's going to be collaborative advantages. It's going to be the businesses that work together to find out, that old deadbeat saying, data's the new oil. Well, there's some truth to it, because just like an oil refinery that takes crude oil and makes it into oil and then makes it into, some gas and the kerosene, and then eventually you got the final product. It's the same thing with data, right? It's a process that needs to be that has several stages, I looked at that, and when he said he didn't understand where was the competitive advantage, I just felt like telling him, hey man, can you not see that in 3 to 4 months we're going to be suffering from an employment rate that is maybe close to, I don't know, we can debate on this all day, but 7% to 20%, right? Now, are you really worried about competitive advantages when we're talking about a situation like that? And it's not a joke. I know this because I do this full time. We have an AI agency. Yeah, and we displace people. I don't like it. It's not our long-term roadmap. Not at all. We're moving into education as fast as we can. The point is, like, why do you focus on B2B and create enterprise products when you know that, like, the next day, you know, your competitive advantage, independently of if it's a supplier, independently if it's a better feature of a product, independently if it's something to do with your supply chain, it has 1 week until it gets until something better comes up. And we've seen this over and over again. Microservices, GPTs, wrapped, hundreds of them, providing special niche products one day to another. They're very easily integrated into one of Gemini, Azure, or one of those ecosystems which provides the most seamless experience you can imagine, so that when you open your phone, you got that stuff right there. And 500,000 startups die right at that day. That's where the focus should be. Focus should be less on the meme coin degenerate, where can I make my quick buck, and more on the long-term thinking which takes into account game theory, takes into account the Nash equilibrium that we live in, takes into account the possibilities of high unemployment and the repercussions of that, crime rates, death rates that increase in parallel. Those are businesses that solve that problem, are the businesses that we should be focusing on. Businesses that look at the new generation, not only the guys that are getting unemployed or displaced, but even the ones that are coming out of, education institutions, which are just one of the institutions which, I would even argue, like, ancient Greeks had it better than us. It's totally outdated. Like, students are coming out, they don't know, what am I gonna do with my degree? They get met with a workplace that has a completely different set of skills, which they're not ready for. It's normal, because the guy who taught them is a guy who has field experience from 7 years ago, and the teacher's teaching it to 20 people at the same time, and each of those 20 people, they're different. That's Anderson Horowitz. That's a moat. Focus on that. Focus on education. If you won't, the government will. Because they're going to be throwing money left and right. If you think of this as a paradigm shift, we're probably at the second, probably at the edge of the third stage. And at around the third stage, definition of a paradigm shift is how hard it is for people to embrace the new way of doing things because of how they are used to the way things are done right now. And it's a process. And it always happens. It's happened historically multiple times. We've seen it in the agricultural age. We've seen it when we actually managed to create crops and break feudalism and create civilizations. We've seen it in the printing press, Gutenberg, and the exponential proliferation of data, information, and how that was empowering. We've seen it in the Industrial Revolution, actually even before. Combustion engines, transportation, from Mercedes to Ford, who in 3 years had 50% of all Americans with a car. And then electricity, Edison, Tesla. Funny thing is, like, all of these innovations, they always thought like that it was meant for something, and then they later realized that it was much bigger. Let's take the combustion engine, right? Combustion engine, I think initially they were using it as they were using the technology to create or to have an alternative source of creating energy for some sort of power plants. And then the wife of one of these gentlemen, I forget his name, but her name was Mercedes, and it's not by coincidence. She took the combustion engine and put it on a carriage because she wanted to travel from one side of Germany to Cologne, which is the other side of Germany. Don't ask me why. And that's when they realized, oh hell, this is much better than horses, right? But it's important to understand, like, initially, the technology, they had no idea what it was going to bring. They had absolutely no understanding. They thought it was going to be a better way to extract energy from hydroponic sources, something like that. I don't remember, but the same thing exactly happened with Edison and with Tesla. Like when the first the first uses of electricity were I believe like to make X-rays or to make like very basic photographic X-rays. We're talking about electricity here. So they thought this was like, a good investment, like you would say nowadays, you know what, a good investment is banana plantations. I don't know, but at the end of the day, that invention, electricity, changed everything. Like, look at my background. Even the guy over here is electricity. It would give birth to communication. It would entire industries too. The whale blubber industry, which we lived in, it would change humanity as a whole. Our circadian rhythms, and how we depend on when the sun rises, when the sun sets, and whale hunting and seal hunting. That all, they all disappeared. And then you have the Industrial Revolution, which was a hell of a paradigm shift. You used to have all these cobblestone streets beginning of the 20th century, or earlier even, all of the craftsmen, everybody making what they're good at. That guy he's the guy that makes the best shoe. The other guy is known for being the man who makes the best candles. The other guy, everybody had their craft. And there was a beauty in that. There was a beauty in that. But not because of Marx or anything like that. But Adam Smith himself, in Wealth of Nations, pointed out that if given the opportunity to increase effectiveness in any entity in a long period enough of time, it would happen. And so all these people, all these craftsmen, they got displaced, they lost their jobs, and they were confronted with something completely new, which was working in an assembly line. Same assembly line that I mentioned when I'm talking about Ford, which was probably the first milestone of an assembly line. But to get people to completely reorientate themselves, to understand that they're not making their product anymore, they're just a cog of the whole system. That must have been painful, and not only painful, I think a lot of the soul, a lot of the beauty of making a product died. But if you study game theory, you'll quickly notice that it is, again, inevitable. Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, writes about, and this guy, he's writing before any of this has ever happened. That's the most incredible part, is like the ability of the foresight that he has to be able to look at those circumstances, not know what they are, but forecast how they're going to play out. And the most interesting part is that in this neoliberalist capitalist state that we live in, that book is read and taught in most, and if not all, of reputable schools and educational institutions. But Adam Smith kept a chapter also talked about the death of the soul of a craftsman. And that's something to take note of, like the foresight that the guy had to have to understand that a nation that is able to standardize a production line, and the fact that, like, if you get people to do one thing in an assembly line rather than a person doing the whole product, has a completely different effect on your bottom line, and therefore is inevitably what most nations will pursue. The fact that he realized that that was going to also have socio-economical impact that was beyond the technology or the gains is really impressive. And now we're faced with probably the biggest paradigm shift we've ever seen. Yeah. I mean, why are you doing B2B products? Really? What are you going to tell your son when he's old enough and he asks you, hey, Dad, Mom, what were you doing during the great cataclysmic change? Are you going to answer, I was working for a vendor that made products for enterprises? That displaced people? Or are you going to say something different? Something like, I was helping repurposing people by fast tracking them, giving them skill sets, the mindset, the tools, the know-how, so that they could repurpose themselves back into a modern workplace, that they wouldn't suffer. Or maybe you could say, I was working with the youth, the next generation, which needed the tools, which needed the morals, the ethics, which needed to be fully equipped to be able to deal with the possibility of having a new entity which is as smart or smarter than us, and deal with the possibility of what might happen when that entity enters into what has been a very comfortable, unlikely, but fortunately very well balanced Nash equilibrium. Now, that's a question I think a lot of people need to ask themselves at this point in time. And one of the things I love about AI and all of the things around AI, I'm going to talk about AI again. I see it as a propelling force between a multitude of technologies which will converge. It's not something, it's not vibe coding or AI is here to change biotechnology, materials science, gene editing, robotics. It's the whole, like even the traditional industries, entertainment, we're breaking even right now. Google's launching their platform, which is able to recreate stuff that is almost as good as Pixar. And trust me, I love Pixar, man. 10 blockbusters in a row. Old school, yeah. Now imagine you studied 7 years, so you could go to Zurich to this science city and work for Disney Pixar. And some dude that's just a polymath that's been marginalized from the educational system because he didn't really fit the mold. He wasn't good at math, so he thought he was stupid. He stayed at home, he smoked joints, and he played Call of Duty. But at the end of the day, he followed his curiosities, and because he got the hang of doing that, he slowly but surely developed a wide breadth of knowledge over a multitude of different subjects. And from that marginalized person became a polymath. Somebody that is maybe not specialized, like the guy who says it 7 years and a PhD in machine learning, but he's a polymath in the sense that you jumped in out of curiosity, wonder, awe, and just pure interest. And he tinkered and he played and he duct taped and he tested all the different tools that came out. So that nowadays, that guy, you can talk to him and he has just enough understanding about the technologies and the different systems and how they work, and he might not know exactly everything to the most nuanced detail, but he knows what each of those technologies can bring him, making him the most industrious, resourceful, and possibly interesting employee for any company that is going to be interested in keeping up with the times. Company which, realistically speaking, 85% of them out there are not able to afford an AI development team, but they'll need an AI executive, somebody who has an overview, who can, from the beginning, understand and plan out a system so that each product, each agent, each chatbot is combined in a way that it makes sense in a bigger system. That's what they mean when they say we're moving from a knowledge economy to an allocation economy. And it's not easy for the people, and I have full respect for the people that went and got those degrees. It must be quite confusing for them to have it all twisted out so that transformer models just take the helm, and natural language processing is the new way of doing things. And if you're a computer vision scientist, even the deterministic machine learning, things that you've learned, even the machine learning deterministic things that you learned. Sorry, got interrupted. They're just with Gen AI, of course, there's still a very big difference. Some things generative AI can't do as well. And we must never forget the importance of fundamentals, and the fact that also most of the companies that we're talking to and we're working with are operating with systems which are not databases that are on Pinecone. They require people who know how to make data pipelines. They require people who are able to communicate with the IT teams of these companies. But still, it must be nuts. I was at Crayon when our team of 250 developers, which was made out of people who were specialized in data insights, natural language processing, computer vision, data platforms. Each one had their own speciality, and it was beautiful to hear about them speak about their specific field and how the pride that they had, but the way that the transformer models, goddamn, you gotta give it to the Brits. They still have it deep mind. When they drop that, and it completely twists the way that everybody's been working, so that like the person was using, or the team that I was making a chatbot with, used the completely like tree-based deterministic style, and suddenly like somebody with 3 months of experience can do something better. Wow. It's a little bit of a slap in the face if you think about it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a slap in the face. So, there's a lot to talk about AI, which doesn't really concern the next best model, or who's winning, or nobody gave a crap about them anymore. And now it's the time. Now it's the time to activate these areas, activate these industries of influence. it's a time to think about the long term and not the short term. Don't think about where's your competitive advantage, because we're way beyond that. And I'm not a doomer. Not at all, actually. I just believe that we need a course correct here and there. And that metamodernism is taking its place exactly at the right time where we need it, so that people start to think about the stuff that matters. And it's a beautiful time, because all of those technologies, which has just been kind of like all of those technologies which has just been circling around, anyway. Yeah, take a little break. See